Hey guys, and welcome back to Regret Brexit England, Northern Ireland, and Eastern Europe. And in Brexit England, a record fall in the standard of living. After voting in Jeremy Corbyn in 2019 instead of Boris Johnson, this man has taken us back to the 1970s. Hold on. They told us if we'd voted for Jeremy Corbyn, this country would be taken back to the 1970s. They've gone even better. They've gone 2 decades further. They've taken us back to the 1950s, reports are telling us today. The 1950s. That's where the Tories have taken us back to. With Jeremy Hunt's, with his budget yesterday, or physical, whatever it was, right? That has given us, is going to give us a 7% drop in our living standards. And as you know, that's like 7% for rich people. That's not 7% for the working class, right? The less well off and the poor. That's not 7% for them. Even the middle classes, it's not 7% for them, right? You know, for the poor and for the working classes, right? You know, you can double that, or just put another 10, or just put another 10%, right, on that. You know, a drop in living standards. Because as you know, everything, you know, for the less well off, everything costs more. Whatever it is, it costs you more. However you look at it, right? If you look, let's just take for example a key meter. You tell me, right, why it is that if you pay direct debit, it's cheaper than paying for a key meter. I mean, on a key meter, you're paying up front. You're paying up front. You know, debit, you might not, they might run up, and then next thing they go to get a grand out of your account and the money's not in there. But, you know, the person who's paying on the key meter would have paid the grand on the key meter because they've got no choice. So why is it more expensive? It's more expensive because, you know what? We have been run by people who allow companies to take the piss out of us. Whenever they want, they take the piss out of us. I mean, look at the if we just look at gas and electric, right? You're paying a standard charge every day. What for? Why are we paying a standard charge? What's that about? Why? But because they're allowed to do it. Same with the petrol stations. You're going in there, it's 165.9. You think to yourself, what the fuck are you bringing fractions into this shit for? Right? I left fractions at fucking school with a Bunsen burner. So what the fuck are you bringing fractions into it for? Why don't you say it's £1 fucking 66 like you know it is? Why don't you say that? Not that it's £1.66 because, you know, we're talking more around 190, 185, 190 at the moment, house. Right, but you know they put the 0.9 on there, 0.8 they put on there. What for? Just say what it is, because that's what you're charging us, right? But because our government, right, and previous governments have allowed this shit to go on, and that's why, you know, yesterday's budget has just stuffed so much people in this country. But you know what they've done here? They've pushed a lot of it back, so that if they lose the next election, that Labour, they've put Labour in a position where Labour have to either go with it or completely scrap it, where they can like start jumping up and say, look at them, they're irresponsible with money. These lot will tell people how they're irresponsible with money. But you know, I said, Labour's no better. Because right now, yeah, Labour should be smacking them to pieces and saying, well, hold on a minute, why are people paying double what they're paying for fuel in America? Why are they paying double for gas, for petrol and diesel? Why is it double? That's what Labour should, but Labour know, either they know they're coming and they can't do anything about it themselves, right? Or they're not interested in doing anything about it. Because for me, that's a massive talking point, right? You know, why is people paying 10 or 11 or 12 grand for a season ticket in this country, when in Germany in a couple of weeks' time you'll be able to get, like, you know, basically a season ticket, take you anywhere in the country on 3 or 4 different forms of transport, right, for €588 a year. Why Labour not beating the Tories over the head with all these things? Why are they saying, well, why is it, yeah, that the cost of living in this country is so expensive? Why is that? You know, I have so much people at the moment having to go at Gary Lineker or David Beckham, you know, and the Neville, Gary Neville, you know, talking about, oh well, why are they taking the Qataris' money? I mean, David Beckham's taking 10 mil, right? You know, but the others, they're just working for the BBC or whoever they work for to go over there and you know,
But when you look at this country is fully owned by the Qataris. Qataris own more in this country than anything else. Than a lot of, I don't know if they own anything else more than like the Saudis or people like that, but they own thousands of buildings in this country, right? You know, whether it's like from terraced houses right up to stately homes, right? The Shard, the BBC, right? If you look at all some of the docks, right? The Qataris own all these things. Right, they own bits in like little Doha that's in London in Mayfair. Right, they own so much stuff they own. Right, and it's all of these people. The corruption is with all of them. Right, and look, I'm sure I mentioned Jeremy Corbyn yesterday when I've done a video yesterday as well, and I've mentioned him today. Right, politicians like him, right, are the only ones, who really are fighting against the system. And look what Labour's done. They've thrown him out. Turned him into a complete pariah. Let's just listen to the stuff what he says. Right? But obviously now that's too late. Because now we've got Starmer. And believe me, Starmer is just a Tory light. These people, have no interest in making our lives better. It's just talk. We're here to working classes. Fuck off, right? Because yesterday, right, while Hunt was making was doing his speech yesterday in the House of Parliament, right? The Labour Party, right? This man's talking about how he wants to make Britain into Silicon Valley too. The Labour Party should have been piss off. Fuck off, that Silicon fucking Valley too. Shut up, you dickhead. You fucking arse. Silicon fucking Valley 2. Really? What, here? With the fucking pound, right, struggling throughout the world, right? Next door, right, to the world's, right, most successful, right, union ever. And we can't get into it. But they're putting Silicon fucking Valley 2. Give me a fucking break. Silicon fucking... That's a piss off. That's what the Labour Party should be saying. It's a piss off, you fucking idiots. The fuck you talking about? Right? What? With all these hostile motherfuckers over here. It's Silicon fucking Valley 2. Right? And it's wet and cold. And they're talking about, they want fucking Silicon Valley. When I heard him say that, I was thinking, is this full serious? What do you think you're promoting here? These guys, have picked up a big pile of dog shit off the street, right? And they've just sprayed it gold. And they present it to you and say to you, that's a gold polished turd. And they'd expect you to buy it for full fucking money. Its weight in gold, not its weight in shit. Because its weight is just the same as this country. Its weight is shit. Worth nothing. You've turned this country into a fucking worthless pile of shit. I don't know how these people don't understand that. Right? What it is you don't understand. Right? Talking about, in his budget, they're talking about fucking nuclear power station. Catch up at the fucking back. The French have got over fucking 70. Right? And these people will talk, everybody else's inflation is high. Just lying through their teeth. Lying through his fucking teeth in the House of Parliament. And not being challenged by the Labour Party to say, hold on a minute, no, that's not true. And, and furthermore, if it was true, right, the cost of living in those countries are still a lot less than it is here. Even if it is true. And it's not true. Right? But they're talking about, we're supposed to get excited about the one fucking nuclear power station. Yeah. Talk about fucking 1960s technology. Right? But we're supposed to get excited about that shit. As I said, the French have got over 70 fucking nuclear power stations. Right? That's the reason why, that we're paying probably more than double. And you know what gets me again? It's like people wasn't listening to what this man said yesterday. It's like they wasn't listening. He said they're going to put another £500 cap
on, right, utility costs. Another 500. That take up to 3,000. Gone from £1,000 up to 3,000 now. Right? So what's that? That's what, 200%. That's a 200% rise. Boom. What? It's not even in the space. It's not even 2 years. Probably just over a year. 3,000. That's gonna be the next. That's going to be the next one. Right? And it didn't say anything about the fucking 12 pence a litre they're putting on fucking petrol and diesel. Who's speaking about? No one's speaking about that. Labour Party didn't jump up and say, "What the fuck are you doing, you fucking pricks? What are you doing?" They should have stopped the fucking budget and said, "Are you fucking sick? You're going to put another fucking 12 pence on." They're hoping the price has gone down by the time it kicks in. But the people of this country, right, because there's uneducated, stupid, racist, misogynistic, idiot, hateful motherfuckers. That's why we're in the position we're in. Highest taxes, right? You know, cost of living, you know, just people right now, yeah, people can't afford it right now. People are getting free food from places, from wherever they can. And still, there's motherfucking idiots in this country that are backing these fucking fools. Still. I haven't heard, you know, as I said, I haven't heard the Labour Party start jumping up and screaming about, you know, fuel cost in America, you know, the rail cost in Germany, right? You know, you go all around Europe, you go to all these different countries, right? And look at the difference in the rail cost to what we're paying. You know, they're going to start charging people, you know, tax, you know, road tax for electric cars. Because of course they have to. Of course they have to. You know, because they haven't got anywhere else. And look now, right? People think it's the middle class. They've gone after the middle classes now. The middle classes and more people who are more slightly wealthy, and they're really pissed because it's literally the first time they've gone for them. Because you know what? They've done too much to the fucking working classes and the poor. They've destroyed the working classes and the poor. People won't be able to fucking heat themselves. How much people's going to die this winter because they can't fucking heat their homes? You know already, yeah, that, you know, that there's a lot of old people who are just going to be like, well, they just, you know, they're just going to sit there and they will not put on their heat. And a lot of them will succumb to the fucking winter. You think these people give a shit? No, man. They've got fucking £14 billion to spend between them. Right. Let me ask you this, right? I'll ask you this, and I'd like everyone to answer this for me. How much of that 14 billion do you think would be down to Jeremy Corbyn, John McDonnell, Diane Abbott? How much of that do you think will be down to them? Right. But I'll tell you this as well. We are in a country, right, where Michael Foot, Gordon Brown, Ed Miliband, Jeremy Corbyn are unelectable. That is the reason why this country is in the state that it's in. Because good people are unelectable. That's why. Okay? And the people that these people, you know, vote in, Boris Johnson, right? You know, probably one of the most corrupt people to have ever been in number 10. But that's the reason why, because the good people can't get voted in. And welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages sent me, and a special thanks to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go for all messages, I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all your messages for definite. And we've got, oh my God, I don't know if you saw this story. Remember Donald Trump gave his speech the other day, yeah? And you know, so much people, the people that got in there, they was like, oh, you know something, right? I saw one guy like, listen, I'm done. Went to walk out and security wouldn't let anybody leave. Security was just like, no, you got to stay till the end of the speech. And just forced everybody to stay. Oh, dear. I tell you, right, Donald Trump, he's like, I don't know, but you see, if he does get the nomination, he'll get a lot of votes. But I'm telling you something, yes, so much so much people pulled. I mean, all the billionaires have pulled away from him, and all those people that you see in there. I think a lot of those people that was in the thing with him, a lot of people who live in Mar-a-Lago and all that, yeah. And if you notice, like Ivanka wasn't there, nor was Don Jr. So I don't know, but none of the top brass of the Republicans are happy about it at all. I don't know if you saw Nancy Pelosi giving her last speech, right? And she one of her last speech as the leader of the House of Representatives, and Nancy Pelosi, right? She went and she thanked George W. Bush, because these are the presidents she's worked under, right? George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Joseph Biden. I'm telling you, right? You know that Trump must have been spitting nails because she didn't mention him. He must have been really, really pissed, because already he likes to be centre of attraction, and for her not to mention it, and you could just tell she just purposely done it, right? But then let me say, what the hell was she expecting? What was he expecting? Right? I don't know if you've seen what's going on in Twitter. But Elon Musk, I know he sent out a mass message to everyone saying to him, listen, this is what happened, right? And you can take it or you can leave it, right? You will come in 40 hours a week, right, at the Twitter base, wherever it is, and you'll work there, and you'll work as hard as you can, right? It's going to be disciplined all the way, right? And if you don't like it, right, you just sign, and you can give you 3 months severance pay, and you can piss off. And the staff was like, okay then. We're all pissing off in mass, right? So a load of them have walked out, yeah. But you see, I always try and tell people, right, that because a lot of people think that Elon Musk is a good businessman, right? And I say to people, Elon Musk has got some good ideas. And when it comes down to things like Tesla, you can get hands on, but he's not building the cars. Yeah, he can be up in the office, right, and everything is just working as it should be. He's not, if he started getting in and started actually building cars, then you'll be like, this guy's just fucking everything up. But he's not doing that. And then when it comes to something like SpaceX, again, he's not putting components on rockets. Right, that none of that has got anything to do with him, right? So he has got to take a lot of guidance, right? When it comes down to Tesla, and when it comes down to SpaceX, he's got to take a lot of guidance, right, from the professionals. Twitter is an app. That's all it is at the end of the day. It's just an app, and he probably thought that he could control an app, and there's a difference. Is he can be really hands on. Yeah, he can be really hands-on, because there's a difference between SpaceX engineers, right? There's not going to be that many of them, but he believes, yeah, that that probably a lot of people can do a lot of these jobs what these people are doing at Twitter, because you've got to remember, it's an app. You're not going out and fixing anything, right? You haven't got to start sawing things, right? It's an app. Right, everything's done on the computer. So he would look at that and think, well, this is one of those jobs where I can get loads of different people to do. But no, this is going to be this. He probably didn't realise that this is going to be real specialist work. They're talking about Twitter might actually go down this weekend, and that would be, for me, because obviously it's Africa's money that this motherfucker's taking and spending on on rocket ships and fucking Tesla and Twitter. So I'm quite pissed about that anyway, right? That he's managed to get that much money out of Africa, and then he can make that much money on top of it too, right? And right, next thing I know, he's a fucking Trump supporter, which means that he don't like black people. Are the Jewish community trying to take down Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle did bust some jokes the other day, yeah, and he was more going on Kanye West. But the things with Dave Chappelle, yeah, is probably one of the world's greatest comedians, right? He's an absolute artist when it comes down to right. And you know, when you heard what he was saying, right, you just have to say, well, are you really going to get annoyed about that? Right, if you're going to get annoyed about that, but you see, Don Jr. I think because there was certain parts of the Jewish community who was upset about it, right? So Don Jr. has decided that he's going to retweet it. But you see, the thing is, right? Don Jr. doesn't understand. Do you know what I mean? He's just thick as two short planks, right? But he really doesn't understand. But you see how these people are from the right wing. Every opportunity that they can take, right, and they think, oh right, look, he says something that's going to upset the Jewish people, right, and he's retweeting it. I mean, as I say, his brother-in-law is not fucking Jewish. It's just seriously, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean, I just look at those people and think to myself, you know, a lot of these people have got a screw loose, right in the forehead. The UK faces a recession, and it's going to be, well, I've been telling people for a long time, the UK is in recession, and it's been in recession for quite a while. Now they're just reporting the recession because, you know, I think yesterday he said, I'm sure he must have said that either we're in recession or it's coming, but we've been in recession for some time. That's just another factor. And you say, what's that down to? Well, a lot of it's down to most factors. What's going on in this country is down to Brexit, because everybody else, right, has been through the pandemic, right? Everybody else is going through the war with Russia. So why are other economies building and our economy shrinking? Because that's what's happening. Our economy is shrinking, and everybody else's economy is growing. Everybody else is growing. Right? But, you know, they keep on trying to compare us with all these other countries, and everything they say is just a lie. It's just 100% a lie. Right now, yeah, we're the only one in recession. The others aren't in recession. Why are we in recession? I know we've had people running this country who are damn idiots, and they couldn't run. That's a corner shop. That's an insult to people who run corner shops. Let's just say they couldn't run a bath or a piss up in a brewery. These people couldn't run shit. That's why the country's in the state it's in. But I think we should speak about some Brexit, because Brexit, record low think UK was right to leave. A record low, says the Independent. Polls reveal public support for Brexit at an all-time low. Sky News. And when I say polls, I don't mean Polish people. I mean they took polls, and that's what they're saying. Right? People are regretting the shit right now. But you say, well, you can regret away. You know, if I was watching Question Time the other night, and you know, a woman that was jumping and screaming about rejoining and that. Now, let me tell you this, right? His budget yesterday is determined, right, with, you know, probably 200,000 people a year coming to this country to work, because they need massive numbers to get people to come back into this country to work, right? But why, I don't understand how they expect people to come back here to work, because the high fuel costs, the low cost of the pound, the hostile environment, the horrible weather, you know, there's factors against it. If you look at places like Romania and Poland, right, all of those people, yeah, that came here and worked, right, all of those people, they all own houses in Poland and in Romania, you know, in Hungary, in all these places, they all own houses. And now, what money they've put by, right, we're expecting them to say, well, yeah, they can just pay it out in rent and pay it out in like high, you know, utility costs. when they probably can just go back to Poland or to Romania or to Hungary or to Lithuania, right? And go and get, and with the money that they've made over here in the last 5 or 6 or 10 years. I mean, as you know already, right? If you've got savings, it's going to be depleted throughout this. Right? So we would expect them to do that. No, they're probably not going to do that. That's probably another reason why so much of them have departed. But let me tell you, they're going to need to get people, right, probably from further afield now. It's just a fact. Probably from further afield. That's what they're going to need, right? Because they need workers to come back over here. Right? And very soon they're going to have to go back into the single market or to the customs union. They're going to have to do that. Right? Britain at the moment, is too unattractive to come here and work. It's not attractive to come here and work. A record number of Brits now think Brexit was the wrong decision. LBC. Honey, I shrunk the Brexit dividend. The FT. And what the hell would those woke motherfucking fools know? As I said, until the people in this country, right, stop being arseholes, misogynistic, racist, hateful, bigoted, xenophobic dicks, this country ain't going nowhere at all. Anyway, guys, look, I'm 6 minutes over, and like I say, that's not too bad today because I did do a video yesterday, but we did add to the budget, so after that extra 6 minutes we can put down to the budget. But anyway, guys, look, I bid you all to have an absolutely fantastic weekend, and I will see you all next week. This, my friends, is By Any Means Necessary. I'm VMC John Ribbs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.